We're finally back from holiday break, you guys, and I'm so excited to deep dive into all the news for Season 2 of Delta Force, and it should be coming in about 19 days from this video. China gets the season earlier than us, and the new changes are live for select people on test servers, and of course that means one thing. We got leaks. Now, this isn't set in stone, but it'll definitely give us a good idea of what to expect. So today we're going to talk about the new operator coming that has a riot shield, the zero dam expansion, solo mode, and yes, thermals are coming to Delta Force, you guys. And as always, if you do end up enjoying this video, maybe sometime during it, you can subscribe to the channel. It is free for you guys, but it does mean the world to me. Now let's jump right into what's up and coming with Season 2. The biggest addition is definitely going to be the new operator named Alexei Petrov. I think they're going to rename this for the English version, but right now that's what he's called in the Chinese version, which yes, is going to be a riot shield operator. And we all knew that this was coming. Now, all the abilities are in Chinese, but I have the translation for them here, so let me just go through them one by one. And the first one we're going to talk about is his ultimate ability, which will be called the anti-explosive suit. Wearing a heavy anti-explosive suit and full body shield reduces damage taken. The shield's window can be destroyed, while its attacks can knock back enemies and incoming projectiles. I'm sure they won't make him just indestructible while in this state, but he is definitely going to be annoying. Like, this is going to be the new I hate you operator. His tactical ability will be a multi-purpose grappling gun, which sounds really dope actually. So it'll be able to fire a grappling hook to pull enemies, down teammates, or ammo and med boxes to you. And the grapple hooks can be destroyed, and you're going to be able to single tap it to fire towards the crosshairs. And if you long tap it, you're going to be able to lock on to enemies and then fire. One of the coolest things though is that his new grenade sounds super nasty. It's a razor wire grenade. So after landing, a razor wire is generated. When the enemy moves in the barbed wire, it will slow them down, they'll receive damage, and they will make sound while moving in it. It can be destroyed though by explosion and melee. I've seen a lot of people on the internet complaining about this operator already because of the riot shield and all this stuff, but no one's talking much about this grenade, and I think this is the most OP thing about this character. It's going to come in handy in so many situations, and it's going to do a lot of damage and make people's lives a living hell in so many scenarios. So I'm really excited just to try out this grenade and see if it's as good in my head as it is in the game, you know? Now, aside from the grenade being what I think is going to be the most powerful thing, I think just his passive ability is going to be the next OP thing. And that has to do with the riot shield is going to be always on your back when it's not in use. So you will be like a Ninja Turtle. You know, whenever I was playing DMZ and I was playing solo, I would have a riot shield as my secondary so that when I was running around, if people do shoot me, I have protection from behind me. And it's a lot better than you guys are thinking, and if this is always pretty much there, it's not going to protect you all the time, don't get me wrong, but it'll make it so you survive a lot more than you don't. So yeah, passive ability being called rear protection, it's going to be really good. Like I was saying earlier, the character's not even out yet, and already people are complaining about them on the Reddit sphere, but I think we're gonna have to wait and see on what it's like how much does the riot shield protect you? Can you at least shoot the people's legs? I know the little glass in the center they're saying is destructible, so if you have really good aim, you can shoot the glass and then shoot them through that, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. What's your guys' take? Are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you like, hallelujah, I'm using this character because I'm a solo player? And you know what? Speaking of solo, we should jump into solo mode, and hopefully it is coming with Season 2. So they have said that the next big update is when they will be implementing a limited time solo mode, which I think will be like what they have in the Chinese version. And if you don't know, they do have solo lobby queues available in the Chinese version of Delta Force, and it's only available on the weekends, which doesn't really always make sense to me because that's when probably everyone will have more friends online to play with. It's the weekend, more people are available, but whatever, as long as it's in there, I'm happy. But actually, in a recent article on PC Games N, they sat down with the game designer and there was a really interesting quote that they had in there. The snippet said, currently those wanting to play alone can queue up solo, but may still encounter full squads of enemy players, putting them at a disadvantage. You can always matchmake with random players, but that can just be frustrating if you don't match with people of the similar skill level or that are unwilling to communicate. Liao explains how testing earlier this year made Team Jade reluctant about adding a dedicated solo operations mode, but that he's willing to give it another shot. We actually did some test runs with solo operations in our previous tests, and we quickly found out that this will make the game very different from when you have a team-based queue. It will be so much more hardcore and tense in a solo queue. We invited some of the most vocal players who requested this. They were super hyped at the beginning of the solo queue test, but eventually they said they would prefer the old time when they could play solo but in a team queue. We would like to apply such learning to the global version of the game, and we will be conducting a time-limited solo queue in the future. We'll see what the reception is from the community, and if people are having more fun, we might make this last a little bit longer, or maybe not, but it all depends on how things will turn out once we make solo queue available. I'm already 50-50 on solo queue because I think it's just going to be a bunch of Lunas and Hat Claws and people running around with sniper rifles with one-shot ammo, just hiding in corners and waiting. But you know what? At least they're giving it a shot, even though they did test this already. And who knows how big the test pilot was and how many people and what their style was. But I think the biggest thing is you're going to see not much variation in gameplay, and that can end up being frustrating. But at least we're going to be able to give it a shot. And you know what? We're going to be able to say, yeah, this kind of sucks. Or we're going to be able to say, yeah, we love it. Keep it in the game. But yeah, that's what I love about Team Jade, right? Is even if they do know that they've already tested something and it sucks or something, they're going to be like, hey, you try it out and you tell us what you think, because maybe they're wrong or maybe they had different testers. But yeah, give it to the masses. The solo queue is coming though, you guys. I think it's going to be coming sooner than we think. Zero Dam is going to be getting an expansion also, and I'm not sure how much, but for sure we know there's going to be a new underground area that's between Cement Plant and across the river. This is definitely a huge choke point, so the fact that they'll be expanding this is massive. I also can't see this being the only thing, but we'll just have to wait and see. Aside from the new operator coming out, the other thing that people are really worried about is, yes, thermals are coming to the game, and the thing that really just blows my mind, it's not that they're coming to the game, I don't mind, it doesn't really bother me. It's the fact that they look like they're going to be pretty cheap. Like every one except for the 3x, 7x one right here, I don't know if the price is going to be on there, but the other three are either under 100,000, like they're 106,000 for one, and then the rest are under 100,000, which seems very cheap to me. But again, from playing with, you know, Tarkov a lot and playing with a lot of games that have thermal, I do know that you get a lot of tunnel vision. This is really going to help and hinder people in warfare mode because there is a lot of smoke always going off. But I'm not too scared about them coming. The thing that really kind of worries me here is that we go from 0 thermals to 4 and them being fairly cheap. Like that's a big jump, but you know what? We'll have to wait and see if they're OP or not, and just see how people handle them. If more guns is something you are looking for, well, have no worries because they're adding another 3. They're adding an LMG, that's the QJB 201. They're adding an SMG, which is a QCQ 171. And they're also adding a marksman rifle, which is the SR9. You know, it's cool that they're adding new weapons, you know, more the better. You know, it's not going to be like they're only adding weapons and nothing really else like some games. I'm looking at you, Tarkov. But you know what? These guns, you know, an SMG and LMG and like a marksman rifle. Next, you know. If skins are more your thing, which, well, they are, I like skins. I love character skins a lot. They're doing a Hat Claw skin, which turns her into the cat lady, which is pretty dope. You know, a lot of people love cats. People are going to love this one for sure. The one thing I will say is this one isn't going to be bought outright. I don't think. I think this is going to be like the D-Wolf skin where, you know, it's a gacha system, which does really suck. You know, I know everyone hates the gacha system, but man, do I still really want that D-Wolf skin. It's my main character. I want it. They're also going to be adding a skin for Stinger, which is like a plague doctor. And this one looks really cool. This one will be able to be bought outright. But like I've said many times, the bundles are very expensive. And this one looks like it's still going to be around $40 Canadian, which is pretty ridiculous, but at least if you want this character skin, it will be bought outright. So far, that's everything I know for all the upcoming stuff for season 2, and I'm sure once we get closer, we're going to find out more details. And if you want to stay up to date on it, this is going to be the channel for that. So subscribe to the channel, like I say, because it's free for you guys. It does mean the world to me. Also, I do stream 4 days a week starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on this channel and on twitch.tv/Geekseh. So come by, hang out, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.